What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing one of the most, I want to say the most anticipated or the most asked for video from you guys, basically on my Instagram, and also I've gotten a couple comments on my YouTube channel that you guys want to hear kind of what this video is going to be about. Or as you guys can see in the title, basically what we're going to be talking about today is how much I have spent on my GTO, or how much it's cost to build my GTO. I've done all the numbers. I have all the numbers pretty much down. It's very surprising. It kind of hurts my pride a little bit. I definitely didn't think I spent that much money on the car, but it kind of doesn't surprise me in the end. I have spent, I have done a lot to the car, so I kind of understood where all the money had kind of gone to. I definitely want to make sure that you guys are aware that this is not to brag or anything. This is exactly, I want to break down what it's cost to kind of do exactly. If you guys want to do what I've done to my car, you guys can, I hope this saves you money basically in the long run. You guys can cut corners that I didn't, and I ultimately spent money twice or 3 times that I shouldn't have, because I bought one thing but then ended up needing the other thing. So that's basically the breakdown. So basically, let's get to it. Alright guys, so let's get to the big list. It's a huge list that I have to go through. I'm going to basically be going through each and every category, how I've lined them up. Also, I'm going to probably be putting pictures throughout, just so you guys can see what I'm talking about if you haven't been following along with my Instagram or with the YouTube channel for basically the entire build. I have also laid out from basically start to finish of the build with the pricing. So I've included stuff that is going to be, I've bought a long time ago and I've bought 3 or 4 times, and I've also included stuff that I've already bought and future, or stuff that's future going on that I've already bought on top of that. I haven't really bought anything, I haven't really included anything that I've planned on buying yet, because it's just not money yet spent. But I really wanted to do an accurate amount on what I've spent so far on the actual total build, so it can give you guys a kind of rough estimate of what basically it's cost to make to take Goliath from the stock GTO that it was to what it is in today's time. So to start off, I'm going to do the body and exterior. And also, I want to preface before I start, I have gotten help from a lot of the my sponsors, and I do really appreciate it. So this is going to be the cost that it's probably going to cost you guys. I have not spent that. I did want to basically, I can't really say what I get, the discounts I get, and the stuff I do get for free and stuff like that, but this is just to help you guys understand what it's cost to build Goliath in general. So let's start off with the body and exterior. I have basically, to start off, is carbon fiber hood with air catch latches and the track spec vents. That was $1,400. I have carbon fiber splitter. I had 2 versions of the carbon fiber splitter. I did a original one with Josh Jackoos, I think is his name, on Instagram. He builds carbon fiber splitters for the 04 bumpers, and then I bought one for the SAP bumper. That is going to be a total of $850 for both of those. So those are both of those combined. I have custom canards coming for the car. Those are $500, and I have a custom carbon fiber splitter coming for the car, and that was an additional $800 for the car. So that's going to be stuff that's going to be put on later on. I have Battle Arrow wide body kit, which was $1,800. Really recommend that kit. It fits really well. I have custom rear wing coming for the car. That was $500. The one that is on the car right now is an additional basically $500 on top of that. It was the duckbill from Battle Arrow, along with some additions that I've added to it. And I have a custom rear diffuser on the car. That is Norman's custom, or Norman's fiberglass and body rear diffuser for 2004 to 2006 GTO, or to 05 and 06 GTO. It is unpainted, and so I had to get it hydro dipped, which is what I did. I got it hydro dipped in carbon fiber, and I got the inlay of the GTO symbol painted in yellow. That was $750 for both, for basically the diffuser and also the hydro dipping and paintwork and stuff like that. The custom wrap that I got on the car, I've gone to white, and I've gone from white, and I've gone to from black, so I've gotten it twice done so far. In total, that was $3,000 for all of my wrap jobs. Basically everything on the body. Let me see if I'm forgetting anything in the miscellaneous category. I guess we can include headlights, which is $750. I got a new front bumper. I got the KBD front bumper, which was $450. I have all new custom aero going on the car, so we're gonna make the car flat bodied underneath. I have basically new side skirts going on. I have a whole bunch of other stuff going on in the car. That was an additional $2,000, or will be additional $2,000. So that is going to be it for the exterior of the car. And moving on towards the engine and basically everything in the driveline, that is going to start off with the LS1 that I have in the car. That was, I bought a 383 stroker for the car. It was $4,500. It's forged pistons, forged rods, forged crank. That was, so it was $4,500. I have a cam going in the car from Brian Tooley. It's a BTR stage 4 supercharger cam. It's going to be that's $350. I have a TSP milled imported 799 heads going in the car. Those were $2,000. I have dual beehive valve springs from Texas Speed. Those were $300. Chromoly push rods from Texas Speed, $150. Texas Speed, or I have comp cams, rockers going in the car, which were $300. I have it from my old motor. I have the LSX 102 intake manifold, which was $1,000. The Fast 102 throttle body, which was $500. I have a Mantic twin disc clutch for $1,600. Optima battery, $150. I have a radium catch can system, which was $250. I have a S1 sequential shifter for my transmission. That was $1,600. I have a Tix Performance master cylinder for $400. I have a T56 build that I got built for my buddy, which was $900. I got a hydro boost for the brake system, which was $900 or $1,000. I have a timing set for the new motor, which was $350. I have baffling for the oil pan, which was $450. I have ARP head studs, $1,000 for those. Mishimoto radiator, $400. Radiator piping, $150. And upgraded heat exchanger and pump, which was $1,400. The original can that was in the car was an additional $350, along with the timing set and stuff like that, which was an additional $250, because I did do, basically, the car was originally canned with like NA build and stuff like that with the original motor. We have drive shaft, $800. I have a rear LSD, which is $1,000. That is the I did the Eaton LSD 1.5 way for the rear end. It's like $450, and then I spent like $500 or so on getting it installed. That was money well spent. Always go with someone that is really well knowledgeable with the rear end. Shimming and stuff like that is really tricky, and you don't want your rear end to explode. So pay some good money, get, you know, a buddy, or get a really reputable shop to install your LSDs. I have fuel system for $800. I went with the Proxys, basically DW 400C fuel pump modification. They send you a whole hat and bucket, or hat system for your original bucket, and it is good up to like 1,000+ horsepower all day. We have a Holo Terminator X going in the car, $1,800, and a PDM from a electronic company I have. It was about $2,000. Basically just gonna be running deleting the BCM on the car. We have G-force axles for $1,000, and the big ticket items, which is the LSA supercharger and basically all the stuff to go on it, which was $6,500. And then we have supercharger porting from Kong Kong Performance was $1,250. Supercharger lid upgrades, I upgraded the intercooler system, and everything went ANs on all the supercharger lid and everything. That was $1,000. So, and then I wanted to include tune. I've spent a good amount of money with my tuner. You know, when you develop a relationship with your tuner, I don't get charged the same amount that I originally got charged. It was like an upfront charge, and then it's just like a retune charge. So in total, I've spent about $1,400 to $1,600 with my tuner Nick. He has tuned my car like at least 6 or 7 times now. I keep always going back to get it updated. So in total, that's basically everything that has to do with the driveline and also engine. Moving on to the air intake and exhaust. We have the custom cold air ram air intake, which was $450. That was the one that routed down into my fender well. That was $450. We have a new one coming. That one's going to be $500 for the supercharger. And so I have JBA long tube headers, which were $800, and I have a new set of Cook's headers for $1,200 coming for the car. Catless mid pipes, which was $300, and also MagnaFlow 3-inch catback, which was $1,200. And we are actually spending an additional $1,000 on a custom exhaust system from one of my buddies who owns a exhaust shop. So moving on towards the wheels and tires and brakes, I have Apex Racing EC7 wheels, 18x11 plus 25 squared. Those were $1,500. I have Falcon RT660s, which are 315 30/18s. Those were $1,600 for the set of tires. I didn't include all the sets of tires because that's like, you know, $6,000–7,000 I've spent on tires and racing, but that's like an expense that you spend on racing in general. So CTSV 6-piston calipers were $800. Bracket kit $250, and also $300 for the rear. I have C6 Z06 rotors, $500. I have rear CTSV 4-piston calipers, which were $600. C6 Z06 rotors for the rear, also $300, and Hawks pads, which were $300, which were I really recommend those, great pads. And I also have stainless steel brake lines for an additional $300. The Russells, I've bought in 2 sets, blew up 1 set, had to buy another. They're $150 a piece. Moving on to chassis and suspension, I have a custom one-off lower control arm set for radius rod and arms. That was $1,700. I have a brand new tubular K-member from 417 Motorsports. That was $1,800. So we'll move on. QA1 coilovers front and rear of this car. Those were $2,000 for the front and rear of the car. Now I've spent BC Racing. I've spent 2 sets of coilovers on this car alone. I went from BR series, DS series, and now I'm on the QA1 Mustang style coilovers. For the BCs, I rated at $3,000 for those. In general, Hendrix strut par, I have $350 into that. That basically is just I had to buy that one because it's the only one that fits with a supercharger on the car, and I wanted to maintain a strut bar to maintain rigidity in the front end. BMR bushings throughout the whole car was about $1,000. Hotchkiss sway bars were $450, G-force tow rods, which were $300, and subframe braces, I bought the BMR subframe braces for $450. Those are not installed yet. Interior aspect of the car, I have Kirky seats, which were $700 for the set. I've spent $1,000 on custom suede, basically covers for the car, those seats. I have an auto power roll bar for the car, which was $700. Impact harnesses, which were $700. I have custom door paneling, basically the whole interior suede. It is custom suede door panels. I have custom rear kick panels in the rear of the car. Those total into $900. NRG hub, which was $100. Quick release, another $100. And then I have a Sparco steering wheel on the car right now, which was $250. Custom headliner, $100. Super cheap mod you can do yourself. It definitely don't pay for a upholstery shop to do it. You can buy, you know, suede material for like 50-60 bucks on Amazon, and it's foam backed, and literally all you have to do is just take the stuff off and put the just spray adhesive and glue it on. It's like the easiest, one of the easiest mods. The hardest part is just taking off the headliner. Moving on, custom rear seat delete. I have a seat delete in the rear, that was $250. Audio, very simple, Pioneer deck, which was $100, and I have 6x9s all throughout the car, which was another total of $150. Moving on towards basically miscellaneous stuff, which was I have a custom carbon fiber cluster in the car, that was $250. I also will be now deleting that, and now it's for $700. I have a Holley digital dash going in the car. Rear coilover conversion kit from G-Force, which was $1,000. I have the motor mounts in the car, which were $250, solid motor mounts. Power steering pumps, I've gone through 3 power steering pumps. I'm not going to include all those, but I did upgrade finally to a turn 1 power steering pump. Best, like literally the best, one of the best mods that I've done on that car. I had so much trouble with power steering pumps, and as soon as I switched to one of them, I've never had one issue with power steering pump ever again. Really happy with that. So that was $500 for the power steering pump. Custom rack and pinion. I basically have a took my original rack out, sent it to a local shop. They redid everything in the rack and also changed some of the gearing ratio, so it is a little bit faster, quicker ratio for steering. That was $500. The final thing is probably going to be the tubed front end. We are getting the front end completely tubed. So basically the whole front end is getting cut apart from the strut towers forward, and we're going fully tubular. I want the room, I want the space, and I also want the car to breathe in the front end with the new supercharger setup that is going in the car. So all in all, total, I have spent roughly $77,000 in modifications on the car. If you don't count, like, I know I'm missing some stuff, like maybe a couple $1,000s extra. I have roughly spent around $77,000 to $80,000 in modifications on the car in a 3-year span, because I've owned the car for 3 years now. I paid $14,500 for the car. The car was a 2004 GTO when it started out, and it had 33,000 miles when I first bought it. So I feel like I got a good deal. Most people say like, oh, 2004s are not really worth it. I mean, at the time it was 30,000 miles for the car. The car had 30,000 miles on the car. It was low miles, one owner, like, you know, it was a solid car to start with. So $14,500, pretty fair deal, I feel like. Grand total for the whole build is a total of $91,500, around that ballpark. So that's gonna wrap it up for today's video, guys. Sadly, this is not the last time that I've spent spend money on this car. There's lots more money to be spent to get it to where I want to. We have big goals, like I've said, with this car, and I'm super stoked for the future. So if you guys wouldn't mind, go ahead and subscribe. I really would appreciate it. I've got huge goals for this car, and we've got huge goals for the car that I'm sitting in right now with the STI or the WRX. We are going to be taking this car to the whole nother level on top of that. And so basically 2021 is going to be huge, and I can promise you guys you do not want to miss it. I really appreciate you guys watching it, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.